Hi guys, as Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi has dragged Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Kashim Shettima and APC to court as he was directed after the declaration of 2023 presidential election. Guys, Rufai has come out to call on our judiciary to give a clear judgment concerning the declaration of 2023 presidential election. Guys, watch this video and you will hear it from the horse's mouth, and don't forget to share your thoughts with us.
Finally, we're in court. But I think the bone of contention why people are going to court is how the elections were conducted, the process. And I'll remember and I'll try to summon the story of Abel Mutai. I'm sure you're going to ask me, what will a Kenya runner do as regards the election petition in Nigeria? A lot. Abel Mutai had a very interesting story. He was running at a marathon. He was close to the end point, but because of the signage, he thought the race was over. So he stopped for a bit. But another Spanish runner kept on pushing him and urged him to finish. And when the Spanish runner was asked, why did you push him to the end? You could have won the race. He stopped running. He didn't see the signs. And he said, no, it is only justice that will allow me to do that, because if he had continued, he would have won the race. But I want to build a community where we do things rightly. And that's the correlation here. The reason why these petitioners are going to court is because they want to challenge what happened as regards the system, the irregularities as regards the electoral process. 4 parties have gone to court. 4 political parties. Peter Obi of the Labour Party, Atiku Abubakar of the PDP, the APM, and other political parties in there. And what are they challenging? The process. What part of the process they're challenging? The collation of results. They sought 4 reliefs, like the Labour Party, for instance. They talked about Bola Tinubu's $460,000 drug case for feature in America. They talked about the fact that Shettima was the 7th senator when he was made a vice presidential candidate. They also talked about the process itself, where they challenged the coalition. They also talked about INEC violating various ex partes order, despite 5 different letters written in March to INEC to be able to allow them see and access the materials, but INEC didn't do the same. They also enumerated the fact that INEC did not even give them the full viewing of the materials they wanted. In some cases, they said some of the materials and the forms were not available. They now went further to challenge the collation of the results. They talked about Rivers. They talked about Benue, claiming that their candidate won in Rivers and in Benue, but the votes, were manipulated to favor the opposing party. They talked about their own empirical facts. And for them to be able to defend this case, and furthermore, they talked about that sticky 25% in Abuja. For them to be able to defend the case, they talked about the fact that they'll have witnesses, like people that will have representatives from the Amazon Web Services. Amazon Web Services is being mentioned here because the INEC server is hosted on the Amazon Web Services, AWS. They talked about forensic experts as witnesses. They'll also take clips from television and newspaper entries as regards the electoral process. And they have a potpourri of witnesses, and it was also contained in the oath, about a 100-page document. In all of this, they have put their case forward, challenging the process. I'm excited about this process because the very first time we're going to have an election petition that would deal with technological outplay as regards the process. So our courts and judges, will they be equipped enough? And we trust them to be able to look at the technological detail, because it's going to be about a lot of forensic analysis and looking into the process and what emerged. That will also be part of forensic thumbprints, places where you had multiple voting of one thumbprint voting so many times. All of that are going to be looked at. So we will see the display of this. This has been filed in the Court of Appeal, and we all know how the process goes. Definitely, if they are not content, people definitely get to go to the Supreme Court before this is made. But most importantly, apart from the court process and apart from our lords and judges, and like a lot of Nigerians said, the all eyes of the nation is upon our judiciary now to look at our laws, interpret them, and give justice where necessary. Apart from all of this, the question is, because I've also been seeing a lot of statements attributed to people that after elections it's time to heal. Yes, it's time to heal, but you cannot heal without justice. There are people that their heads have been broken. They are still in the hospital because we did elections on Saturday. There are people that the hurt is so much. Somebody called me yesterday that he went to 15 different condolence visits in Rivers State because of people that have been killed. From one family alone, 2 people were killed because they're polling agents. We can't heal without justice being done for those people. We want the collective development and the prospect of our country to shine bright, but it must be based on justice. And like I always say, it is righteousness that exalts a nation. Sin is a reproach to any nation. Let's stop the sin in the land. God bless Nigeria.